Nokia 1 to 10, a Nokia for everyone. Well, we're getting there. After the famed brand's return with the Nokia 6 in early 2017, the 5 and 3 followed, and then the flagship Nokia 8 came to be. The 7 showed up later, filling one of the gaps, though not everywhere in the world, like the others, actually. The portfolio's expansion continues into the entry-level segment with the Nokia 2, a budget model if there ever was one, priced around the $100 mark. The Nokia 2 comes in an unassuming small cardboard box with the phone printed on top, in a connecting people context, of course. Jokes aside, there's everything to get you started: a 5V/2 charger, a USB cable, and even a basic headset. The Nokia 2 is a rather unassuming, but well-built phone. There's a metal frame all around it, and the Nokia 2 is equipped with the 5-inch display of the IPS LCD variety. The 720p resolution results in a 294p density, which isn't half bad on a $100 phone. Despite the color scheme being called pewter black, the frame is not made of pewter, but is aluminum instead. It feels nicely cold and expensive, that latter enhanced by the non-black pewter color. One of the key selling points of the Nokia 2 is battery life. Or rather the prospect of a great battery life drawn by the combination of a 4100 mAh power pack, humble chipset, and comparatively small screen. The Nokia 2 let its low-end nature shine through in the audio quality test. The handset had pretty distorted output when connected to an active external amplifier, and while things were actually decent with headphones, it was hardly a performance worth writing home about. The Nokia 2 has a single loudspeaker in a somewhat outdated rear firing position. There's a small pimple to raise the phone slightly when lying on a table, thus keeping the speaker from getting muffled. And that works. The Nokia 2 runs Android 7.1.1 Nougat. Oreo has been promised, a jump straight to V8.1.2. With that, the entry-level Nokia will get a much-needed Android Go performance boost, or at least in theory it should. But there's no time frame for the update, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. The Nokia 2 is powered by the Snapdragon 212 chipset, though powered might be too strong a word for a Snapdragon that is anything but snappy. A modest quad-core CPU relying on dated Cortex-A7 cores clocked at 1.3 GHz is paired with just a single gig of RAM. Similar configurations can be found on smartwatches. The Nokia 2 is equipped with an 8MP primary camera on its back with what EXIF data points is an f/2.6 aperture lens. Nokia doesn't list it in the specs. It's a pretty wide-angle lens too, though again, it's not specified, and EXIF doesn't cooperate with the 35mm equivalent. -2.83mm means little without sensor size. The camera lacks OIS, rather predictably, but does have autofocus, while an LED flash will help in complete darkness. The Nokia 2's photos are pretty dismal. There's no need to sugarcoat it. They're low on detail, and there's a distinct softness to them. A consistent tendency to underexpose leaves you with dark images, and it's not like dynamic range is any good either. Add to that white balance that is off more often than not, and there's not much good we can say about the Nokia 2's camera. Okay, it'll do when there's nothing else around, but you won't be liking those shots. The Nokia 2 records videos up to 720p. What year is it? Well, it's a Snapdragon 212 limitation, really, so Nokia's only to blame as far as it's responsible for picking the chip. How can a Nokia have any competition? Especially the most affordable one, the Nokia 2. Okay, that's obviously a shout out to all the diehard fans of the Finnish brand and not our official stance on the matter. It's not a bad phone, this Nokia 2. It's just that there's only so much you can do within a budget this tight. And Nokia did a lot, actually, for a phone this affordable. The 2 has a pretty remarkable display, great build, and awesome battery life.